I wouldn't even go as far to say like be yourself, like be whoever you want to be. Just like make sure you always like remember where you came from and shit like that. Because a lot of this shit is like smoke and mirrors. So like don't try to chase something you see because you think it's one way because it's really like it's not.
Light it to the sky, watch it burn down.
Usually how I started off is kind of talking about like how you first got into making music, like how old
All
you
right.
were and what made you want to start doing it, you know?
So basically, bro, so how I started making music was like, I always like, fucked with making music since I was a little kid. Like my dad put me on to a lot of artists and shit. So that was the first way introduction I got into music, and he kind of just put me on to like older artists and shit. So he tried to teach me how to make beats when I was like really young. So he like gave me FL Studio, and he was
For
like,
sure.
"Yeah, go do this and this and that, whatever." But like, I don't know. I would always try and shit, but it was hard, so I couldn't really like. I don't know. I didn't get good at it till like way later in my life. But anyways, in high school, like some of my friends were making music. It was started getting like I always had like notes and shit in my phone. Like I've been writing like
Yeah.
raps and lyrics and shit. Like I have lyrics like dating back to like seventh grade. Cause I'm 20 right now, so like that's like 7 years or something like that ago.
Damn.
But I always had lyrics on my phone and shit. And I kind of just like one day, hopped in my friend's song. Like I heard a beat that my friends did because they had started making music for a few months and shit. And I was like, damn, like this is cool. This is cool. Like, he got a little like he had a little buzz or whatever. He's like one of my best friends now. But like he had like some followers and shit just off of like being in the Cardi community, like Uzi
For
community and
sure,
shit
for
like
sure.
that. So he'll like run some pages and like do shit like that. But I was like, damn, I'm fuck with this, but I'm not gonna put my song out yet. You know what I'm saying? Like my song's gonna when I put out music, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be super hard.
Nah,
So like
yeah.
I heard this one song that they had. It was like this crazy beat. It's this one producer. His name is DB. He's like a OG YouTube producer. He'll make hella crazy Uzi beats. Like a lot of the sounds we hear right now is like from DB. Um, DEEB. That's how you spell his name.
Okay.
Anyways, I heard somebody else in the song. My one friend. I was like, yo, like I gotta get on that song. Like I need that spot and shit, whatever, whatever. So I wrote my verse and shit. Did it. And they put it out, and then like people in my school just kind of started fucking with it. So like at that point, I just started making music more and more, and then yeah, some
Yeah.
more shit happened. But that's how I first like got started and shit. I got my friend's song first.
Nah,
Yeah.
for sure. And what you said you're 20 now, like how long ago do you think you've been like taking it more serious, you know?
Um. So like I mean, I could like I could point to a few times when like I started taking it more serious and more serious and more serious. So like I started taking it serious when I first started. You feel what I'm saying? Like
For
that's
sure.
how I always tell people. Like when I first started making music, I was like, bro, this shit is gonna be the biggest ever. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like ever, I didn't ever not take it serious. So, but when I really started taking it serious was like 2020 in the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, I feel like I can really do this shit for real. I started going to this actual studio, and that's when I stopped. Like, I still record in studios. Like, I know a lot of people record at home and shit, but like, I don't really fuck with recording myself. It's like too much button pressing and shit. So like,
For sure,
I
for
fuck
sure.
with having an engineer and being able to hear my song exactly how I want it as soon as I was done. So I started going to studio more in 2020. Then I did that for like a year. That was serious. I was going to LA, shit like that. And then 2021, shit started going up on TikTok. So I ended up like leaving school in August, like August 1st, I think, 2021. And that's when I really started taking it serious. Like that's what I like when I left school and shit, because I was also playing football and shit. So like when I left school and when I left football to go make music, that's when I was like, all right, this shit gonna get real. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, and you doing hella good right now, you know?
Yeah, thank you, bro.
I know you just dropped your single Lighters, and
Hmm.
that shit is fucking crazy, by the way, bro. It's been on
Thank you,
repeat.
bro.
It's been on repeat for days, you know?
Damn, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
For
Thank
sure,
you.
bro, for sure. Are there any other projects or songs that you've been working on that you're planning on dropping soon, or?
Yeah, I got a lot of music, period. Um, but like I don't know, like I have a lot of songs I made. Like I made Lighters in that was in 2021. So like that was like the first that was like one of the first sessions I made after leaving school and shit. So there's like a line in there where I was like couldn't hang in the school, so I dropped
Nah, I
out.
know, I know,
That'll
I
make me
know.
look lesser. Matter of fact, I'm doing better. Like shit, like that was
Crazy
like
hard,
right when I
bro.
left school. So that was like real long ago. But yeah, I'm working on a few projects. I'm working on this one project that's like an EDM style, like 2010 era style. It's called The World's Supposed to End in 2012. That's like my main focus right now. Just kind of feel like that's where shit's moving. Like you
For
kind of
sure.
seen it in like Jersey Club. You've seen it in hyperpop, like they're using similar sounds and the kick progression and like the bass underneath it and shit. So like I've been making this shit for years though. Like I have texted in 2018 where I'm texting my friend like, "Yo, we should start doing EDM shit." Da da da. So I've been getting better and better like over the past
For
five
sure,
years. I
bro.
kind of just been waiting on like now, you know what I'm saying? People is finally catching on to just be like, all right, cool, let me like run with it. So I'm working on that. I'm working on another project called I See Colors in the Dark. I'm working on another project called Woke Up Weird in 2002. And I just came up with this other concept of an album called Dance Jump Fun. So like that's like kind of similar to like just like it's gonna be like fun.
I saw today that you posted that you helped Iann Dior on his album.
Yeah, yep.
Um, Maybe like, could you talk about the process or how that kind of came to be?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So like so basically like what I was saying, like when you say like push the boundaries and shit like that, like I definitely like to push the boundaries. But at the same time, like you in order to be a successful artist and shit, like I'm trying to be famous, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get people to know me. I want
You're
people
on
to
your way.
enjoy my music. Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like to think. Like I know I'm on my way and shit. But like being able to see somebody like who's already in a position like you want to aspire to be in and shit, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a huge like Ian fan. That's the cool thing about working with him is like but he definitely influenced like my space very heavily, especially early on when
Yeah,
I started making music. Like it was like Juice World, and then there was Ian. So it's kind of cool, like to be working with him now. Like we're peers now, so it's like more of like an even thing, and like we're close in age. So like it doesn't feel like oh like there's some huge artist I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? It's just like really like
for
my
sure.
brother, like my
No,
friend
yeah,
who I'm
for
working
sure.
on his music and stuff. So really, like what I do, bro, it's just like I like to think I have like pretty good like just direction when it comes to like okay somebody wants to do this idea, like, all right, let's move it forward. Like, let's push it forward. So, like, that's kind of what I was there for. In the process, you know, like you can like box in whatever, like, uh, it's easy for the music industry to box shit in, especially like when it comes to like working on shit. Like, it's like there's an artist, there's a writer, there's a producer. Like, that's the only way they split it up. But like, really, what I did for Ian is just I was just like there involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, this sounds good, this doesn't sound good, and like I might be downplaying a little bit, but like that's really like all it takes is just you need people like who are around you if you're an artist, especially a big
Yeah, for
artist
sure,
who
bro.
have good taste and shit. So like that's why I was really my main role was is just being like, all right, yeah, let's go move in this direction. Let's go put this together, make that happen, whatever, whatever. So we kind of just locked in. Shout out to his engineer, Halftime. He's also a fire artist. He actually like linked us up together. I know him for a few years. He actually used to mix the songs of the first person who got me into music. So like, it was a kind of full circle moment
For sure.
to where I was working on that project, but working on that project for a few months. And shit, it was like I'm just happy it came out, and I'm happy I was able to be a part of it. So that was definitely a dope experience. And I worked with Internet Money and Taz and all them. It was cool. I was already familiar with working with them, so it was just cool to do it on like a higher scale and and see it like go out into the world.
Last question I got for you is what advice do you have for any artist watching that wants to be an artist? You know, anyone watching that wants to be an artist?
Shit, I would say if you want to be an artist, like now more than ever, like it's harder than ever to really build a fan base. It's easy to go up, but it's hard to like really cultivate a fan base and shit. So I would just say like you gotta really build a world. You gotta really just take time and like prioritize the art and understand like you might not ever make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not ever
Mm-hmm.
become famous. You might not ever like perform shows like you think you will. Like it shit might never come. So like if you're still willing to go crazy and like pursue your passion or whatever. If music's your passion, then definitely do it. And like you, everything will take care of itself if you're cool with like the results of that happening. But if you're in it for those reasons, like shit might not come. So just find a way to stand out, be unique and shit. I wouldn't even say like I wouldn't even go as far to say like be yourself, like be whoever you want to be. Just like make sure you always like remember where you came from and shit like that. Because a lot of this shit is like smoke and mirrors. So like don't try to chase something you see because you think it's one way because it's really like it's not how we see it from the outside. It's not really how it is for real.
No,
So
no doubt,
just
no doubt.
keep your morals and shit and just go crazy. Make some shit that's gonna live forever.
So everyone watching, go stream Lighters and be on the lookout for whatever Showjoe drops next. And I'll have all his
Yeah,
links in the bio. And thank you again for doing this, bro. Really appreciate it.
gang. Appreciate you for having me, bro. Keep going crazy.